Adjust. Slow. We're fluffing.
And we're fluffing.
Oh my gosh. I can't roll. Okay. We're fluffing and not rolling here. All right. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Witching Hour.
I'm off. You guys see my cowgirl wave? My rodeo queen? Mm-hmm. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, she's crazy. She's crazy. So, this episode is going to be...
Yeah, girl.
Ooh, do we want to see that?
I know some of them do. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, she's probably right. So, this week we're going to be dancing with your shadow, all right? So, this is part 2 of shadow work. And I believe we have one more part after this, and then we will be done with that. And, yeah. So... after you do cord cutting and after you take attachments off so you know that you're not being manipulated by anything, the next thing you want to do is start facing yourself.
For real.
Yeah, you got to start facing yourself. And what you want to do is you want to journal. So get you a cool journal. By the way, we got these cool journals here that are custom made.
Custom made.
Custom made. The shop owner makes them. You can even use these as books of shadows for yourself.
Shadow books, yep.
And yeah, here's another cool one. Dragons. Love dragons.
Love dragons.
This one's lined. So, yeah. So, you want to get you a journal that is specifically for your shadow work. Okay, and what you're going to start doing is facing your shadow. So, like, whenever you've done shadow work, what did you come up with?
Hold on. I'm trying to get on here and I can't find what we're doing.
Okay.
There we are. Okay.
Here we are. Okay.
So, my shadow work, a lot of, okay, I didn't know stuff. I'm off. I didn't know. You okay?
No, I'm not okay. Can we scoot the table back a little bit? Okay, there we go.
Technical difficulties, y'all. Technical
well,
difficulties.
my rollies are not rolling.
You just got to.
I know. I was trying to thrust. I was trying to thrust it up.
It's not like that kind of thrust, girl. No, just kidding.
Shoot. That's another thing. Thrusting, somatic workout. Okay. You know what I'm talking about. So, let's get back into context. All right.
That is context. Damn.
Yeah. So I noticed, like with me, a lot of my stuff was self-sabotage. I was the type of person that I always thought it was good to look inward, but looking inward is good to a certain extent. But when you start blaming yourself for every fucking thing that goes wrong, that's not okay. It's a coping mechanism that you use that is placed on us, basically. And a lot of this stuff is going to come from young...
Our childhood trauma.
Yeah, our childhood, and then also from, just any trauma that you start adjusting yourself to.
Mm-hmm.
So self-sabotage was one of mine that I really had to look at. And then also, and I still struggle with this, and it's kind of embarrassing, but like binge eating. Binge eating was a huge one for me. Growing up, we were deprived food, not to the point of starving, but it was like we were only able to eat beans, papas, tortillas, which I had to make, okay? I was like 10, 11 years old. I would make that, and that's what we ate basically every night. And then, like, my mom and her girlfriend, and we have another, a child that they adopted, that would go, they would go and get Pizza Hut or Burger King and eat it in front of us. Kids, we were young. I was old enough because I was the oldest, but my brother and sister were very young. And that affected me in a way where, like, when I did see stuff that I liked, I would shove it down my fucking throat and eat it till I was sick. And I didn't understand why, and...
Sonia Padilla says the screen is still blank.
That's fine, because, hold on, I can see.
Okay. All right, let's get the screen fixed. I don't know why it's blank. Hold on, guys.
Hold up, wait a minute, let me put some pimping in it. Just kidding. Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
Will you call her and see if that's better now?
My phone's not blinking.
Okay.
My phone's not blank either.
Okay. Just making sure we're not blank up here. Yeah, so.
We're not blanking y'all out.
Alrighty.
Not purposely.
So anyways, that did cause some.
It just came out, she said. Okay.
Okay,
Thank
alright,
you.
sweet,
Thank
sweet.
you for that.
Alright, so yeah, that caused some issues that I carried with me into adulthood. And then it was like,
Adulthood, yeah.
you know, and then when I was, like, I think that this even caused like a block where I struggled putting food on the table for my kids. And I feel like that is all part of it because that's how I was raised. So I felt like there was a block there. No matter how much money I had, when it would come to groceries, I always was like, there wasn't enough, you know, and like poverty is a generational curse as well, you know what I mean?
It is. Yeah, it is.
So these are things that hang on to us that we do need to release in order to start rehabilitating and rewiring ourselves. So yeah, that's mine. Those are like the main two ones. And then also like from being molested, I wasn't promiscuous, but you won't catch me with an older man at all. So I tend to date younger. And I mean, that could be most of it, why I attract younger.
And you guys aren't going to know these things. I want to put that out there. You guys
Yeah.
will not know these things until you start getting into your traumas and your
Mhm.
triggers. And a lot of people are like, well, that's new age stuff. Well, honestly, it's not. If it's bothering you, it's blocking you, yeah, your spirit needs to heal. In order for us to be a part of our higher selves, we need to be able to recognize the things that are holding us back and be done with them or put boundaries up.
Right, exactly. And there's a lot of things that I'm still coming up with that I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even know that was something I need to work on, you know. And you're never gonna continue, like you're never gonna be done healing. So you know, the first thing I like to say is like, do your mirror work, your self-confrontation. What things piss you off? Like, what are cycles you see yourself in? Can you think of anything else? Like,
My biggest thing with shadow work when people come to me, because I can do a card pull. There's a card pull that I do, or a card layout that I do for people to know, okay, this, and this. Because let's be honest, a lot of us don't want to admit our shortcomings
exactly.
or any of that. So what I will say is, if you are going to do shadow work or you feel like shadow work is something that you need to do, I definitely feel like you need to make sure that you have a safety net, okay? Because shadow work is not easy. It's not always hard. Some of us tend to do better than others, but for a lot of people that I know, it's rough. For myself, it was very rough. So make sure you have a safety net. Have somebody you can call that's not going to be judgmental. Know what helps calm you down, okay?
Yeah.
Because sometimes this stuff is dark. There's some things that our body has purposely chose to forget.
Exactly.
And so just make sure you have that safety net. Make sure that safety net is in place. Make sure if you need a warm blanket or you need a drink or you need that extra, whatever it is that you need, that you have it. And that in case you can't pull yourself out of the trauma that's there, you have someone that's able to be with you until you're able to, or that can help pull you out of that trauma. That's something that I want to put out there, because that sometimes shadow work is very rough, and we're facing our own demons, a lot of us, our own shortcomings, and nobody likes to be told that they fall short on anything.
Exactly.
So
Especially from somebody else, but to admit it is the first step to healing. You know, you need to understand, like I said, the cycles and what's triggering you. And I pulled some cards. Since she said cards, I forgot I had my cards right here. Some of the things that people carry that are really crazy is they don't like to be alone. They're scared to be alone. And that's because you don't want to confront yourself. You don't want to deal with you. So you put other things in front of you.
well, sometimes the shadows are darkest when we're by ourselves. That's
And it's scary.
Mhm.
Which fear is something that is internal, and it also stays in your DNA.
Yeah.
You know, another one is not trusting your intuition or yourself or your opinion, so you always need everybody else's opinion. Okay. Another one is sitting in chaos. If your life is too peaceful, you get nervous And so you find
Mess
chaos.
stuff up.
And that's another distraction. You know, a lot of these things are distraction. Another thing is codependency. You know, you depend on other people to be in your life, and if not, you feel lost if you don't have people around you. That's one thing I had to learn to get rid of as well. I was codependent on a lot of things, and now that I'm learning just to be on my own, I'm finding that independent can also be just as bad. You know,
No, because you get used to depending on yourself.
and it's not so much as depending on yourself, but it's being alone and not letting nobody in. And we're not supposed to do that either. You know, you got to be able to let people in. And another one is worthiness, self-worth.
Mm-hmm.
We don't see our self-worth or our value or our beauty or anything. Like, you know, I always get told, and it's funny, you know, for being a bigger girl, you sure are pretty, or you got the face card.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, shit, I got the whole card. What the fuck you talking about? Because I have accepted how I am with scars and everything. You know, and with me, the scars used to be the worst thing. But that's just shit I've been through, and I've learned how to accept me for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so that is really hard to get over as well. You know, vanity, and it's just what social media and the public has put out there.
Or what puts out there, or people that we end up with that want to shame us. Like, well, that night we went out to that concert with
Mhm.
your friend or whatever. That he invited us out. So a client of ours had invited us out to see his he raps or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
And we went to the after party, and we were just sitting there and we were talking, and it was great. Like, it wasn't, we weren't out there wilding or nothing, but he looked at me and he goes, you know what, your makeup is really, really nice. Remember that? It was really, really nice. And I didn't realize how hugely that affected me, because he didn't say it to hit on me. He didn't say it, you know, for any other
Mhm.
thing. But it took me till I got home to really let that sink in. And that's because my prior relationship, it was, you know, I like you with less makeup, or, you know, this, that, and the other. I had never had someone really compliment me on getting ready, you know, and the fact that he did it with so much genuineness, it actually hit me, and I was like, oh, well, you know what? Thank you. Like, I needed to hear that, because I was
I
hurting
know
that
you
night.
did.
I was
And
hurting
I'm
that
gonna say,
night.
when it comes to makeup and people's opinions, you know, everybody has a right to their opinion, but gosh dang, watch what the fuck you say to people. Because I always used to get told, like, I got taught when I was young by drag queens how to put on makeup. So yes, I do the whole makeup thing, like the full face, since I was 13. And so people will come to me and be like, oh, you wear a lot of makeup, and then what are you trying to hide? And I'm like, I ain't trying to hide nothing. Like, this is a talent, this is an art, this is something I spend time on, you know what I mean? So it wasn't that I was hiding. Some people do hide, I'm not gonna lie, you know, they hide behind that. And I used to feel really bad, and I would try to go without makeup, but I didn't feel uncomfortable, and now I don't feel uncomfortable whether I have it or not, you know. But I learned how to accept myself with both ways, knowing that I'm good either way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was kind of an issue, but it wasn't because I was hiding myself. It was just my comfortability.
Well, see, my children's dad, that was one of his ways he controlled me when we first got together. And we were like you and your husband. We got together way young.
Yeah.
You know, we got married young. We had babies young. I mean, that's just part of who we are, I guess, in our culture sometimes. And that's kind of messed up, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
And he would always be like, no, you can't wear makeup.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to wear makeup.
Or then they get you like, who are you dressing up for?
Yeah.
Yeah, when
and
you're
that
doing shit like that, like, come on, man.
Yeah, so he was like, you're not allowed to wear makeup. And I went through this whole period where I didn't feel pretty. And you've got to remember, you know, when I grew up, it was the chola phase. Okay?
Yeah,
The
we wore a
eyeliner,
lot of
the
eye makeup.
eyebrows.
Yes, I
Yeah.
grew up in that phase too.
And he was like, I don't like it. But yet he would cheat on me with other girls that were like it. My
Uh-huh.
tattoos for the longest time too, he was always like, I don't like tattoos. Well, why the fuck are you messing with this girl that has
Right.
tattoos?
Yes, exactly.
You know, so I mean, it's sometimes a lot of it comes from control. And so when I got out of this relationship, because my husband used to always tell me, he'd be like, babe, are you comfortable? And I'd be like, yeah. And he goes, then that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And,
And I want to ask you, okay, so her coming from a toxic relationship, you know, where he was controlling and stuff, coming out of that and going into this other relationship where he just like
He just
adored
loved
you.
me.
How
Yeah.
uncomfortable were you with that?
Oh, it was scary. It was scary. You know what? I didn't. This is sad, y'all. So I didn't know that men could handle their own. So like the first time we ever hung out.
No, I feel you on
Yeah.
that. I feel you.
The first time we ever hung out, I walked into his place and I was like, I seen furniture. It was clean. I was like, I wasn't expecting this for you being a bachelor. He goes, what? You expected to walk in and find stuff sitting on cinder blocks? And I go, don't take that the wrong way, but yeah.
Right.
He goes, no, we keep it nice here.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the first time he made dinner for me, I kept trying to get up and like help, and he's like, no,
Yeah.
just sit down. He goes, you were at work all day. I didn't have to work. Just sit down. And I couldn't
That's so unknown,
sit.
especially in minority families.
Yeah, no, because we're taught from the moment that we're old enough. We're cooking, we're cleaning, and we're having babies.
That's our job. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I always make fun of it because I'll make tortillas and I'll post them online and stuff. We're taught at a very young age, if
Yep.
we're marriage material, that tortilla is going to rise.
Yep.
Okay?
It will fluff up into a bubble.
Yeah, it'll
Yep.
fluff up into a bubble. The same with natives too. Like, you'll know if the wife is lazy if she doesn't scrape the side of the bowl.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn. Damn. But yeah, no, it was rough. But I was scared to eat it because I thought he was gonna kill me.
Uh-huh.
And it was good. I took a bite. I was like, oh, that's
You
nice.
can cook too.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
great. He was great.
That's awesome.
No, and it was really hard. There were a lot of things that we had to work through, and there were times where he'd literally grab me, and he wouldn't be rough. He'd just have me by my shoulders, and he would be like, "Babe,"
Calm down.
and I'd be like, "Yeah." He's like, "I am just trying to help you get all this bullshit out of your head."
Yeah.
He goes, "It should never be like this."
Yeah.
He goes, "You need to let that go. Just let me help.
Yeah.
Let me help." And I was like, oh, okay. And it took my brother actually stopping and talking to me because I had lost my job. And it was 2 weeks before I went to my other job.
Uh-huh.
Okay, rent was due, everything was due. This man, I had no idea. I was stressed out, and I was like, I think I'm gonna ask my dad for the rent money. And I had almost all of it. I go, but I'm still like 150 short. And he was like, okay. He goes, well, I'm gonna go see you later. And I said, okay. And then I walked down to my office because the lady called. I was staying in an apartment at the time. And the lady called, and she's like, Miranda, I need you to come down here. And I'm like, okay. I walked down to that office. That man had went and paid my rent up until next month.
Wow.
I never asked him for anything. He just did it, and that's a big thing for me, because I have a problem. That's my problem. I will not ask for help.
Yeah.
If you see me and you see that I'm struggling, you better
She
damn
needs to
well
do
do
some
it.
shadow work on that shit.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, and you've seen me. I'm
Yeah.
awful with that.
She really is. She really is. It's to a point where it hinders her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was
we're
like,
we're putting you out there.
I know.
All I know is if there's anybody who wants to grab me by the shoulders and make everything okay, hey, I'm single. You can do it. I'm ready.
No, and that's what he told me. And
Yeah.
it was the same with the relationships too, because being married to the kids' dad, it was very toxic. But you know as well as I do, coming from the families that we come from,
Mhm.
you don't divorce.
No, you don't.
You put up with the bullshit. It doesn't matter whether he's going out, he's drinking throughout the entire weekend, and you only see him when he comes home to finally sleep to go to work the next day.
Mhm.
It don't matter.
Yep.
That's what you deal with, and you should be
Yep.
grateful you have a man that works.
Mine would be gone for weeks at a time and then come back like nothing and pass out. And I would have his shit out there all dramatic out on the porch waiting for him to come home and see it. Instead of throwing it away or instead of leaving, it would be there just so he could see it. And it was because I wanted that attention. I needed that from him. Like, why are you doing this to me? Why are you leaving me at home? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And yeah, he would come home and just pass out and not give two fucks. Like, so I didn't even get my damn argument out of it. You know what I mean? It
She's like, no,
sucked.
man, I wanted to be toxic. I wanted
Yeah.
to stick you.
And I remember when I wanted to leave, I was in another state and I was by myself with my kids, and you know, I was very naive. I didn't find out he cheated till like 9 years into our relationship. And when I say he cheated, this motherfucker cheated with everything that moved from the time we got together, and I didn't know. So when I did finally find out and he confessed, came home, well, he didn't confess, he came home with hickeys and shit. He was like done. You know what I mean? I thought I was gonna kill him. Like I always said I would kill him, but I didn't. I just,
It's because your heart was broke.
yeah, my heart was broken, and I punched him in the shower a few times in the face, and then I locked myself in the room for 5 days and I didn't come out. And at that time I was a very devout Southern Baptist, and so I just grabbed the Bible, and anytime I would wake up, because all I did was sleep, and when I would wake up hurting, I would open it up and I would read a little bit, and then I'd fall back to sleep. That's the way I coped with that, because I didn't know how else. And when I called my mom, like, I'm ready to come home, I need help for me and my kids to get back on the bus, I don't give a shit how we get back. And she's like, no, you made your bed, you lie in it. So
Yeah.
I had to suck it up.
Well, see, in me, I hit a lot of things that happened with the relationship. I hit a lot of those things. And I grew up in a very toxic home. Very toxic home. So
Same.
you go through that thing where you feel like you're a failure. So that eats at you. And then you realize, okay, I can't do this anymore. And then everybody that you think you have in your corner, they don't have you.
Right.
And so, but then that's when you find your tribe, you find your soul tribe and things like that. And he was definitely, he was something special.
Yeah.
You
He
know,
definitely
my
was.
husband was something special.
So
So,
also with mirroring, like, okay, it's facing your fears, your hidden fears, and they're gonna start to come up. You know, once you start looking, when you know what you're looking for, they're gonna start to come up. Your triggers are gonna be one. Also, what you project on other people. Like if you're in a relationship and you get this feel, oh, they're cheating, or you're scared, you're fearful that they're gonna cheat on you. That's something too.
yeah. And it's hard
Hey,
because,
yeah.
yeah. So you have to face those things. Like you ask yourself, because we do have a client right now who's constantly in fear of that. And I'm like, you have to stop and ask yourself, self, is this my intuition
Mhm.
or is this my fear?
Exactly. And if it's something that's consistent, more likely it's a fear, okay? Because, yeah, we do have intuition, but most of the time when it's emotionally based and you're in your own relationship or in your own head, you're not going to get the proper answer for yourself, because I don't care who people say they are, self-healing, self-reading, it is harder when you're emotionally involved, okay? So it's better to get that from somebody else. But also, other people will start reflecting on you what you have, and that's just the way the universe works. So like if I run across somebody and I don't like her because she's just being a rude bitch, judgmental and shit, well, maybe you need to look at yourself. Why is this lady coming at you with judgment? What are you judging? You know, what do you judgment and what do you project to other people? What is that there? Because they do mirror things on you, especially if you see it a constant. Okay, that's something to look at as well.
A lot of us with relationships, y'all.
Yeah. So another thing is ancestral shadows, which is generational curses.
Yes.
These are inherited patterns, curses. What did I put right there? Oh, addictions, belief systems.
And those belief systems will mess you up,
Yeah.
you guys.
Belief systems, the way you're raised to be and stuff, it doesn't allow you to grow within yourself. It keeps you hindered. So
I
breaking.
think a lot of us face that a lot
Yeah.
anyway, spirituality wise. Like,
Yeah.
you know, especially if you grow up in a Catholic, you know, denominant type of home or any type, any
Mormon.
type of religion, Mormon, you know, Catholicism, you know, all of these things, they not all of them, okay? Some people I've met some people that just walk with spirit, and that's what I'll tell them. You have that light, you have that spirit, and some people are just ugly, but you have that there because those belief systems, they run deep, and sometimes those are generational, like you said.
Yeah.
So
They are generational and they hit deep, like, especially, and I'm gonna say this, if you come from like native, all those belief systems that are put into your blood, they're not all good, okay? And I'm not calling you out or nothing.
you call me out.
They're not all good. And some of those belief systems hinder her from moving forward in her other ways of believing, you know. And the same with your religion, Santeria.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of those rules and regulations that they have don't coincide with your native side or with your eccentric side. But you know what? You're an individual. You are able to combine everything that you've learned and bring it forward
And bring it
into
to the
one
table.
thing.
Yes.
And that's what makes freedom. That is freedom of religion or freedom of belief. It's freedom of spirituality. That is true freedom. Okay. And all I know is religion will hinder you. I don't care which one it is. I don't care which one it is. I wasn't raised with religion. I was raised with like, there ain't nothing to believe in. So
And
So
I
it
feel
was
like
really
that
hard
can be
for me.
rough for people.
it was
too.
hard because you don't have something to grasp onto. And I will tell my clients, go to your base faith, because whether you believe in God or orishas or spirit or the universe or whatever it is, your higher self, you have to have something that you can rely on that is comfortable and a higher being that your spirit feels comforted in, no matter what. So other curses, addiction,
Yes.
that are generational. I know with a lot of us, alcoholism, drug addiction, sex, like in my family, it's like drugs, alcohol, incest, and it's fucked up. It's gross. And me and my cousins have talked about this. Like, God, this is embarrassing. You know what I mean? But it's the truth. And a lot of people try to sweep it under and no, it's okay. No, it's not okay, because now it's affecting me in a way where I can't even have a healthy relationship.
Mhm.
And I don't even trust myself because
We probably should have put a trigger warning on this.
Yeah,
episode.
trigger warning on
Sorry,
this
you
bitch.
guys.
because I say something or something happened and then they're like, oh no, because the family wants to protect this Theo or this
Yeah.
person instead, and call the victim out. And that's happened in so many fucking families. Even like a lot of my clients it's happened to. And that is a generational curse, and that is shadow work that needs to be worked on.
It does. It definitely does. It needs to be healed because, it sounds funny, but I mean, like the Brandon Lee story, his whole. I am a firm believer that it was his father's demons that he had to deal with.
Mhm.
I believe
Generational.
Yeah. And that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to fight his demons, and then his son was born, and it passed
carried
from
over.
the father to the son,
Mhm.
and then from the son to the other son. It just carried over, and it's very much like that with all of us. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter, male, female, whatever. You're carrying those things, and those cords, those ones, I will say, are kind of the more harder ones to cut. For people.
Yeah.
So I mean, even for myself.
Right. And when you have these things, the generational stuff, and you're cutting them yourself, there's so many ways you can do them. You can go have them cut, but also while you're doing this, and I just see water, so I just feel like river work is good,
Mhm.
or burning stuff. Each curse, and this is just an example. You can do it however you feel, but do one at a time, because you've really got to delve into those emotions and shit. You got to delve into the emotions, the person that hurt you, the person that you think passed it to you, the hatred that came from it, how you were secluded, your emotions through all that, how you're going to heal and how you're going to forgive yourself. So that is a lot of stuff that, yeah, shadow work is hard. That's Bella.
Hey, Bella.
So anyways, with that, you want to be able to eliminate it visually so that you are letting it go, but also honor your ancestors. Like, you're not blaming them because they're victims as well. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They're victims of these. So honor your ancestors while you're doing this. Generational
Yeah.
curses.
And remember, you guys aren't making excuses for them. There's this
No.
whole thing right now where people are like, oh, you're making excuses. No, you're not. You're accepting the fact that they had the best that they were given, and maybe that wasn't good enough
Yes.
for you. And maybe in the long run, it wasn't good enough for them. But that's what they had, and that's what they did.
Right. Like, my generation, we are a little bit more vocal, but my kids are friggin' out there. Like, no, we're bringing this to light. We're bringing this to light. And I love that because they're the generational breakers. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Breaking
definitely.
these binds and stuff. And they're lucky to have parents like us that are more enlightened,
Like,
understanding, and
Yeah.
willing to do the work for our kids.
not just that, we go out there and we act thug. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, because I'm still like, I don't know if I'll ever be able to get rid of the thug in me.
Yeah, that conversation we had with my daughter. Your daughter
Yes.
was like, "No, Kara," and then she's like, "No, because I can't tell my mom. My mom goes out there and she acts like a Karen and she messes things up." And then this one's like, "No,
I
no."
do the same
And
damn
then
thing.
her daughter pops off with, "Yeah, Mom, you remember when you choked that one lady?"
Yeah, I did.
I
I
was
have.
like, "I love you," and Kara's like, "What is wrong with
Okay,
you
let me
guys?"
tell that story because I feel like I'm looking bad here. Let me tell this. So my daughter was in what, like 6th, 7th grade, middle school, and this grown ass woman, and she was a little tiny petite chick or whatever, but grown ass woman either way goes to my daughter because my daughter was the tallest one, and she's like, we're big boned, you know, and so she was probably bigger than the other little girls that look like boys, you know, little tiny boys. And she goes up to my daughter and she's like, I will beat your ass, you guys are picking on my daughter. Well, somebody from the office calls me because it was a little small town, everybody knew everybody. And I'm like, oh, hell no. And so I worked at Walmart, like in the tire and lube area. So I have like my mechanic suit on with my wife beater underneath.
She
Just
was
like
like
a
a
little
little
wife beater.
thug.
Yeah. And I'm driving around this town looking for this girl and her van. All right. And I go and drop off my daughter. I'm like, okay, we went to her house. She wasn't there because I was going to kick in the door.
I was gonna kick in the door.
I was. Shit. You know, you don't mess with your kids.
No, you
mess
don't.
With the
That's
kids.
one thing you don't mess with.
And
kids. And especially as a grown woman, like you
Mhm.
can come to me and we'll squash it out, girl.
Exactly. Well, so I drop off my daughter and I'm headed back to work and I see her van at the grocery store. So I go and park right. I reverse right next to her and I'm waiting for her to come out. As soon as I see her coming out, I jump out the car and yeah, I grabbed her by her throat and I snatched her up by her hair. And she's like, what the hell? Like, she didn't know what was going on. She dropped her bags. And I said, you want to fucking threaten my daughter? Like, we can handle this. And I had to take a breath. This was grown me, okay? Because otherwise I would have popped her up. Like, I would have knocked her out. Grown me said, we can handle this like ladies or ghetto. I don't give a fuck. And I released her. And I took a step back. And she started bawling. And, you know, and I just talked to her. I didn't beat her ass. And I just told her, don't ever fucking do that to my kid again. And I said, I'm sorry your child's being picked on. And I did check my daughter for that because I'm not going to let her get away with that shit either.
And that's one thing too. Like I tell my kids, no matter what, I'm in your corner. But
If you're
we need to
fucking up.
handle it at home afterwards, we'll do it behind closed doors.
Right.
Because I don't raise no bullies. We don't do that.
Yeah, that's not okay.
Yeah.
It is not okay. So, yeah, that's how I handled that.
So she wasn't the bad guy, y'all. She was just being the mom. But I just thought it was funny because my daughter's looking at all of us like, y'all are crazy.
Yeah.
I go, no, that's the generation we grew up in.
Yeah,
You
we
handled it.
our parents were baby boomers. We raised ourselves.
Yeah.
Charles.
Latchkey.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so also when you're honoring your ancestors, you can also honor them with the altar or prayer, you know, anything like that. Just honor your bloodline because just know that these are victims from generations and generations and generations of oppression, poverty, you know, like I said, other things that
Yeah, and you can't always blame them for running to religion either. A lot of us, we were stripped of the culture because we had to be. We had to be in order to
Forced
keep,
in order to
yes,
keep your life.
keep our lives, to keep our families safe. All of those things. Uh-oh.
there goes the grandbaby.
Oh, you got him? Sissy, are you okay?
No, not.
Oh, she's like, oh my God, what do I do with it?
Okay, blow.
He's fine. He's fine.
Oh, we're giving the grandbaby to me.
Yeah, it's okay. Oh, Papa's come here. Oh, you're gonna see what a good grandmother she is. Okay, so another thing that you also need to look at is your fears, what makes you feel ashamed, and what makes you feel guilty. These things as well. Thank you, Yaya. She says we look pretty. These things as well are going to be things you need to work on because you don't need to walk around in fear. There is nothing in this world that is going to harm you. And a lot of people suffer from PTSD, from traumas. That is not reality. It's an illusion that your brain is showing you or making you feel because you felt vulnerable at one time or you were abused or anything that happened to you. It makes you feel not in your power. Okay. Um, and I'm not saying that it's not a disorder. I'm not saying that whatsoever, but that is part of it. That fear, we should not live with fear. There, like I said, there's nothing that can harm us that isn't, like, if it's not destined, I mean, it ain't gonna harm us. People get worried, oh my God, I don't know how I'm gonna pay my bill, or I don't know what I'm gonna do if so and so finds out about this, or you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And it's kind of, it is very dismissible. All right? A little bit. It's very dismissible, and you know, it's not something you have to worry about. That's where I say go to your faith base and just know everything's gonna be all right.
Hand me his bank.
Okay. And also, like, shame. You know, we're human. We make mistakes. We've all done shit we're ashamed of. You know, like, I was never really a bully, but I used to be a person that I did not like. I do not like today, you know, and I just had a lot of hatred inside of me. A lot of hatred. And that's the only way I knew how to be, because that's what I was taught. That's what I was shown. And that's what was embedded in me. And people that see me now, they would never know.
There should be pre-made ones.
They would never know that I had hate like that surrounding me, you know. And so you need to confront that shame. Confront it, deal with it, and know that you're not that same person. Allow yourself to have the freedom of letting that shit go. And while you're releasing these things, it's not even really releasing these, you know, with the emotional part of it, the guilt, the shame, and the fear. You want to transmute it into something better. What actually am I scared of? What actually am I ashamed of? If it's because of what other people might think of you,
or what are you afraid of releasing?
yeah.
Sometimes it hurts more to hold on, y'all, than to let go. And that was one through that I had to learn.
Right. No, that's good. That's good. I'm glad you did. And guilt.
Whew, that guilt one was it still is. I ain't gonna lie,
Uh-huh.
it still is. Yeah. It
And
still
all
is.
of these should be turned into acceptance. What can I accept now?
That's okay.
You know, the
Just leave
guilt.
them right there, and I'll grab it.
I don't know. The guilt comes in so many forms for so many different reasons. You have to come to a point in your life where you're like, you know what, I'm tired of carrying this. Now it's time just to move forward and allow myself some peace and grace and happiness. You can't carry guilt, you know, because it will make you sick. These things actually physically will make you sick.
Yeah, our blockages, especially if you do anything with Reiki or any type of our meridians, all of those things. These blockages, you guys, what they do is they stay in our body, they wreak havoc, and then at some point in time we are unable to remove these blockages, and they start to fester within us and cause actual sickness.
Exactly. And I'm going to tell you, so cancer was in my large intestine, my colon. If you've seen the podcast, I had cancer when I was 34. Doctors gave me 3 months to live. Okay, so that's like right up in this area. And that's close to this chakra right here, where we hold our emotions. I held back a lot. I held my tongue a lot because I was raised to don't talk back,
Yeah.
or your voice doesn't matter.
Yeah, and that's something I feel like we've all done as parents. I hated that growing up because the whole thing was children should be seen and not heard.
Yes, exactly. And don't talk back to your elders, like don't disrespect them, whether they're in the right or the wrong. And most of the time they were in the wrong. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. So the cancer I had, I know it was repressed emotions, and I know it was a lot of abuse, and abuse in all forms, okay? Because I allowed people to walk over me, even though I held that hatred in me too. And it would just ball up, and it was like a ball just growing, okay? And when you know the word coraje, the word coraje is like hatred, but it just sounds that much more. You know what I mean? It describes it more.
Fierce.
It is fierce, and also like I'm not good enough. I never will be good enough, you know, because people walked all over me. And yes, I was mean as fuck, but at the same time I had to be I was vulnerable to my husband. I was vulnerable to the people I loved and trusted. And this is what caused me to hold back and not speak my truth, or not allow myself to be heard because I was scared too that if I did, they wouldn't love me anymore.
Mhm.
And I didn't want to not be loved, and nobody wants to not be loved, you know? And I do feel like this is what caused cancer for me. So yeah, I mean, that's just try to alchemize these emotions. You want to change them into something positive for yourself.
And it's not. It's okay. It's easier said than done, you guys.
Oh yeah.
It's really a lot easier said than done, and you have to program yourself.
Affirmations,
Definitely.
rituals.
Definitely. And you need to let your, okay, I always tell people, give yourself grace. Okay? I know grace is one of those words that gets thrown out with religion a lot, but I feel like it works with anything and everything. And the specific reason of that is we need to be accepting of ourselves.
Exactly.
We don't know what we're doing sometimes, whether it's as a spouse, a parent, an individual. Sometimes we don't know what we're doing, and that's okay. And sometimes that leads to more crazier things, or we don't understand these things, but you need to give yourself grace with those things. Acceptance is key. Accept who you are, love who you are, accept those downfalls, and move forward, because this isn't what you want in your life. That's okay. You don't want, speak that to the universe. I no longer want this in my life.
Yes.
Move forward.
Exactly. And speaking
Every
your
day
truth,
above ground, you guys, is a great day, and it's always a new day to start something new.
it is every minute. Every minute. I'm going to tell you that right now. She says every day. I'm going to say every minute, because it doesn't matter what time of day it is.
Well, see, and when Willis passed, I don't know if people believe it or not, but there were a lot of demons that were left behind. There were a lot of things that I had to deal with that I feel like he should have handled before.
Right.
But it is what it is. But
Yeah.
no, and that's what it was. I told people too, like when I go to these, because he did commit suicide. I go to these classes sometimes when things get really rough still, and I tell people, take it minute by minute, second by second, breath by breath.
Yep.
Because you don't know until you've been there, and you can't breathe, and sometimes you just want to take that breath.
Right.
That's not heavy. You just want to breathe normal. You just want to sleep normal.
Yeah, and that's what I call the standstill moment. People say, "Oh, I feel stuck." Sometimes you need to feel stuck in a minute. Like, just let everything happen around you and quit trying to control shit. Because being controlled, like trying to have control or power play things, is a form of like coping that is not healthy for you. There's a reason behind that. It's something you do have to look into as well. So yeah, I mean, you just want to bring in more power and wisdom to yourself. And this isn't going to be something you can just slide through, like she says. You're going to have to go through one emotion at a time, one thing at a time, and really feel it so that you're getting the benefit out of this, because this is your time, your space, and your healing. Nobody can do this for you.
No.
But you.
There is no easy one, guys. I am so sorry. We can do things that can bring help with
Yes.
it, so it's not as heavy. But there's still going to be things that are heavy that you have to do, and that's when the cord cuttings come into play.
Yes.
That's when the affirmations. That's when the outside things. That's when the quiet time. All of that stuff comes into play.
Right. And this is, like I said, you're not going to get this done being distracted. You're not going to get this done in chaotic energy. You do have to find a space where you can have some time to like dump everything in your fucking journal. That's all I can say. Dump everything in your journal, whether you think it's stupid or irrelevant, it doesn't fucking matter. Dump it all there. And the reason why is because you're putting that energy into something, and when you do that, you're releasing it from your body. Okay, the next one I want to focus on is relationships. Relationships are a
I feel
big
like
one.
we've been on relationships the
Yeah.
whole time. Sorry, y'all.
We have been, but this is some of the things I wrote down, so I'm going to read it. So you get attachment issues with people, either whether you want them far away or you are codependent on them. Jealousy, abandonment from fears. This will play out in love relationships, friendships, and also in your sex life. So projection, where you're accusing your partner of cheating or anything like that. It is a projection of you feeling insecure,
you scared of abandonment and rejection. Okay, attachment, getting clingy, jealous, or like you're unavailable emotionally. These are all things that are not.
I'm a classic
normal.
runner, y'all.
Yeah, she is. Your sexual shadows. A lot of people run to being very promiscuous.
Especially if there's heartache involved.
Yeah, if there's heartache, they are promiscuous and they just let it be there.
And remember,
You know-
these are things that are being taken in extreme.
Yes. Yeah, because if you're just doing it for a moment and this is a way for you to cope, okay, cope with your shit, but then let it go.
And recognize the patterns with these things. Recognize, am I using this as a coping mechanisms? Because a lot of times I don't think that we see this, and this is something that's kind of it's a teetering path, you
Uh-huh.
know.
Okay, and then also with that friendships, when you're envious of your friends and you can't keep people around, or you're too codependent and you want to control them and know where they're at, or you don't want them to have other friends, like, guys, this is not okay. These patterns are not okay. You really got to look in and see, what kind of friend am I? How am I being? And then there's the control again. Ghosting people. If you just ghost
I
people
love how
out
she
of
looked at me. Wow, Nina, if that ain't the kettle calling.
yeah,
The
okay.
pot calling the kettle black.
You know,
There we go.
when you ghost people and you don't give them an explanation, that's not taking other people's emotions or time into consideration after they put time into you. Or if you've been ghosted by somebody else and you take it as rejection, you know, and like, oh, what's wrong with me? And you know, I just went through this. And I was like,
remember you called
oh
me
my
and I was like,
gosh.
no, that's not what it is. girl.
yeah. You know, because it's ugly. You know, when I started dating and stuff, and I was talking to a few different guys, and I thought, oh yeah, we're getting along real good. The conversation's cool, and then all of a sudden, poof, they're gone, and I'm like, well, what the fuck did I do? And there I go, blaming myself.
There you go down the rabbit hole.
Yep. Then you go down the rabbit hole, because then everything else, your self-esteem, everything is, and it's not what it needs to be. But also, when you try to manipulate things to make people stay in your life,
Mm-hmm.
that is a huge, like, what
Red
the fuck are you
flag.
doing?
Mhm.
A huge red flag. Okay, whether they're doing it to you, if they're doing it to you, get the fuck out. Get out of that relationship real fast. But if you're doing it to somebody else, yo, you need to look inward. And I'm not judging. But look inward. Why are you being manipulative? Why can you not be okay like you were okay before they came into your life? Why can you not be okay after they come into your life? You know, so even after that, like, there's addictions. We talked about addictions, numbing ourselves. And not only with drugs and alcohol, guys, social media, scrolling,
Mm-hmm.
not allowing our bodies
Video
to rest.
games. Video games is
Yes.
a very big thing. A very big thing. I want to
Porn.
throw that out there.
Yeah, porn. You know, a lot of housewives, especially in Utah, complain that their husbands are porn watchers.
Yeah.
And this desensitizes them.
For when they actually are with their female,
Yeah.
or their counterpart. They're with that other person in their
There's no
lives.
passion, there's no sensuality. It's just like, okay, let's just get it in 1, 2, 3, and then we're done. And their partner is not getting anything out of that, like, that they need, you know. And spiritual bypassing, and this is a big one for a lot of you guys, and I'm gonna say that, like, using spirituality to not have to deal with yourself, using rituals, reading, going all in to where you're not dealing with you. Yeah, that's something you got to work on too. You know, these things are not, I don't know what word to use, and it's not the word normal, but these things are not healthy for you. There we go. These are all things to look at. And yeah, we're giving you a lot of lists of things to look at because we want to make sure that you guys are finding everything that you need in order to heal correctly.
Yes, and we get questions a lot about, well, how do I start shadow work? How do I do shadow work? What is shadow work? So we're just breaking it down for you.
Yeah.
Everybody's journey is different. I will tell you that
Yes.
with spirituality, with religion, with your own self. Your path is different. You being on a different path to find your higher self, it is different.
Mhm.
So don't harm anybody on their path. Like, I posted a video, like, that affected me, and I called you and I was like, bro, like, no, everybody's spiritual calling is different. And
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what deity they're working with, whether you're working with Orisha, whether you're working with your Egun, like your ancestors, whether you're working, you know, what we do here,
Yeah.
you know. The
And-
Santa, I will tell you, I've gotten a lot of crap about the Santa.
Yeah.
But it's our path, it's
Mhm.
my path, and they found me on the path that I'm on.
Right, and nobody can come to you and say, hey, you're doing it wrong. No, the fuck you're not. If that's what you're calling and that's what they're helping you with, then yeah, I don't care what. That's why I hate religion, you know, because the rules come into play. You know what? Spirituality is not about rules. It is so different for everybody because we all have different experiences. So, you know, keep that shit to yourself. And if you're the one calling it out to people, like, keep your mouth shut. It's just crazy. It's crazy to demean somebody. Like, oh no, that's not how that works. How the fuck are you? Like, do you live in my house? No, you don't. You know, do you walk my walk with me? No, you don't.
I don't care if we grew up together, you don't know what I felt or what we
Right.
went through.
Exactly.
You don't know my emotions, that type of thing.
And the last thing I wanna bring up as far as looking into like facing yourself and stuff is your body. Your body. What illnesses are you carrying? What traumas have affected your body? You know, where's their physical pain? Hard movement? You know, where are you stuck? You know,
How do you
people-
react when you're put in these situations? You know, it's, you know, and you can ask other people around you, but ask non-judgmental people.
Mhm.
Ask people that genuinely care.
You know, and to start releasing these, not only journaling, but get you some good affirmations. You know, I was thinking about making some affirmation cards that we could just sell in a booklet, you know, and specifically for shadow work. So I'm thinking about that. We'll bring that up another time if it really goes through. Well, it's gonna go through, but when it goes through, okay?
Yes, when it goes through.
Yeah, and also like do breath work. Take time to release. That's a good way to.
Okay, yeah.
I
just laugh. You wanna know why I laugh?
Why? I want to
Okay.
know.
So the ex, whenever we'd have an argument, he'd be like, "Okay, we're doing tantra right now. We're tantraming," and so we'd be having an argument, and mid-argument, he'd be like, "Tantra, babe, tantra," and so we'd sit there and we'd be, I'd start laughing.
You know what? I bet you he would start that every time you started winning him in an argument. I bet you anything he would do that. That was his distraction.
Because I would just start laughing, and I'd be like, "Oh, okay,
Yeah, that shit's funny, dude.
yeah."
Okay. Also, ritual baths. Baths to help release stuff, you know.
Mhm.
Do
Ritual bathing is a huge thing, you
It
guys.
is
This
a
is
huge
stuff that
thing.
we've done since the dawning of time, and you will hear me say that time and time again.
Like, do you remember the Calgon? Well, I don't know. I'm old, so the Calgon commercials. Calgon, take me away, and the kids are knocking at the door, and she puts her little Calgon, and it bubbles up, and all of a sudden she's in a paradise island with the guy with the big old speedo on. Like, hell yeah.
She's off.
Calgon took her away. So what that tells me is throw some flowers in there, some good scents, and masturbate. There you go. Okay. There you go. That's my ritual bath. How about yours?
This one.
Don't listen, puppy. Oh shit. Oh my gosh. And I want you guys to understand, like, when it comes to addictions or when it comes to these things, you're gonna fail. You know what I mean? When you're starting to change it, you're gonna find,
have it hit you again and
And
again and again and then probably again.
yes.
That doesn't mean
That doesn't mean you're a failure.
no, it does not. It does not mean that you're a failure. It just means that you're releasing a pattern, and sometimes with those patterns, they're gonna fight you back.
Yeah. And the urge to do something that you've done before that you're trying to release, it's not your enemy. It's a sign. It's a sign that every craving or every invitation to act this way is showing its face so that you can know what you're holding and know what you're having to release, okay? So don't look at it as a negative thing, all right? And that's probably what we're going to get into next. So a little spell you can do for yourself when it gets to be too heavy for you is get a bowl of water. Get a clear bowl, because you want to use glass. Clear bowl, get a white candle, and I release my shadow work, and I am no longer who I used to be. Get the water and just put it over your face, over your heart, you know, whatever you want to do. Just get the water, put it over. You're going to burn your candle, it's lit, you know, and
I think it's two.
when you're done releasing into that and you feel like you're okay after you've done your breath work and
That's
everything
okay.
like that,
That's okay.
you want to
You're okay.
flush the water or go throw it out by a tree.
It's okay. I think she's
That way you're
okay.
releasing all of the stuff that's coming off of you. And that can be a spell. And you know, and everybody can use their own words, but you know, the old me is no longer me. I am new, I am abundant, I am prosperous, I am healthy. I have a clear mind, a clear conscience, a clear heart, a clear body, and a clear spirit in order to move forward in my walk. You know, you want to bring these things in and these words in order to manifest your spell a little bit more, you know. So yeah, that's what we got. And you can also do self-love sprays. We have self-love spray here. You can do a lot of different things, like carry the rose quartz with you, you know, while you're doing the shadow work, or even surround yourself in rose quartz if you want to do that. If you are sitting in a circle while you do your shadow work in a sacred space, you know, we all know what we're releasing, and like I said, this isn't easy. A big thing, especially for abuse from family or people that are close to us, you want to write a letter. You want to write a letter to the person that hurt you, and you're not going to send it to them, but you're going to let them know exactly how they hurt you. You're going to let them know exactly how it made you feel, and then you're going to let them know what you would do to them now, or how you express to them. You let them know everything that you want to release out to that person, and these are burnable things. These are things that you can burn, and when you get your ashes, when you do a ritual bath, burn it, throw it in your ritual bath so it can go down as well. You're not only burning it on paper, but you're releasing it from your body. Trauma, abuse stays in your DNA. And that's why they have somatic exercises, which is all of the hip area. You know, you want to release it from your body, so you want to get movement in there to release it from your joints, your bones, everything. That way it's not affecting you physically at all. So, yeah, with that being said, like, I'm not saying that I'm gonna go back to the sex thing, because you know, people have different desires and different fetishes and stuff like that. But don't do it if it makes you feel bad afterwards. Don't do it if it makes you feel empty afterwards, okay? If you're feeling empty after you have a sexual interaction with somebody, especially if you're playing with your fetishes, it's probably not something that you really truly desire. You might have to evaluate that and look into that a little bit deeper too. You know, it's things that we've taught or that we've taken on in order to have the little bit of control in our lives that we didn't have before. And you know, and it's not healthy. If it's making you feel empty afterwards, it's not fucking healthy for you. And that's just that. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and close out.
Wait, I'm going.
Oh, Miranda's coming.
I'm coming back. I'm doing grandma duties.
Okay, she's done with grandma duty. She had to go change that little ass, huh?
Okay. Don't mind me. Okay.
Alrighty.
So.
Oh, okay, we got some more stuff.
You guys, have you seen our book? Okay, this is a book we sell in the shop. You can have them custom made. There are tons of spells. There's releasing rituals. There are cleansing rituals. It is not that hard to cleanse yourself.
Yeah. It's not.
And again, this is not a one fits all.
No.
You are different. You are an individual, and some things may work for others that don't work for you. Find your grounding, find your stability. That is definitely one thing I want to touch on with this whole shadow work.
Stay grounded.
Stay grounded.
And I'm gonna say also about with this book, like, it doesn't only show like a certain genre of release work. It's gonna show you different types of
Yes, and from different.
backgrounds.
Yes.
From different backgrounds. So whatever you're more comfortable with. If you're more comfortable with like root work,
There you go.
It's in
Root
there.
work. If you work with the Orishas, if you work with Santeria, it's in here. If you are huge on paganism, it's in here.
yep, it is.
And for me, what I like to tell people is, I tell people they find you where you're meant to be found. So take that into consideration,
Exactly.
for real. There was something else I wanted to touch on with that, but Grandma Duty, you spaced it out. So, sorry about that, guys. Don't forget, our Witch Fest is
Yes.
this Sunday.
Witch
If you
Fest.
are in the Utah area, especially Roy, Utah, come down and check us out.
Right.
We do offer specials. This is the one and only time you are going to get mediumship from this chick, okay,
Mhm.
for $30. And
Yeah.
she is good. I will tell you, she is notable. She has been put out there online in multiple circles. I'm not lying when I say she is more than likely, if not the best in the state of Utah. Don't be getting all bashful.
I know, I'm getting embarrassed, yo. I'm trying not to let it show.
You're supposed to accept
No, but
it, remember?
no, I do accept
Ah!
it. I do accept
she
it.
called her out.
I know, she called me out. You're supposed to accept it. Yes, I do accept it, and yeah, I'm pretty badass, you know.
Yeah.
It's taken a lot for me to be able to say that, but no, I know I'm good. I know that I'm channeling the right shit, and I mean, there's nobody that can tell me I'm not. And when they try to test me, okay,
I
whatever.
love the tests.
I love the tests
It's
too.
kind of funny.
It is funny, but
yeah.
you know, at the same time, like Miranda with her knowledge and everything, she just fucking has knowledge in everything. Like, you need something, you got questions, ask this chick right here. She can go from this route to that route to that route. Like, she's studied a lot, and then plus being raised the way she has been, she has so much fucking knowledge in that little head.
And I think it's a big ass head.
They don't even got a big ass head.
No, I will thank my mother on that. Me and my mom don't really have too much of a relationship, but the other day when I did talk to her, I was like, you know what, I have to tell you thank you. Because you believed me when I told you that I seen spirits. You believed me when I would say something about somebody else. You pushed my knowledge, and you didn't make me feel bad for it. You know, like everybody else. And so I felt like I needed to give her a shout out. Because of her, I did start reading the cards when I was 9 years old. My first set of cards was actually playing cards, and then it went from there. So, you know,
That's awesome, though.
I was definitely blessed with that. The other one will go up to my dad, who's passed now, but he did not accept this part of things.
Yes.
But right before he did pass, I was walking with him. We went somewhere, and he stopped, and he was looking at me, and he goes, you know, Mija, you walk with spirit.
Yeah.
He goes, and it's powerful in you. I can see it.
And he was more the native, right?
Yeah.
He's the one that kept that alive in you. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
he definitely did.
That's awesome.
My grandma Ethel, for all the stories, like I definitely will say the ones that have passed, or the ones that I am a little bit of estranged from, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, because that's where it came from.
Right.
It came from that. And had I been shunned or any of the other
Yeah.
stuff, funny
That's
story.
what happened to me though.
Yeah, the
I
funny
was shocked.
story about that is I was probably about, I don't know, I was probably like 7 years old.
Mm.
And I was out there in the rain, dancing around, being crazy, and my godfather, because I was raised strict Catholic, you guys, my godfather pulled up to see my grandmother, and he was like, Mija, what are you doing out here? You're gonna get sick. And I was like, no, Nino, I'm summoning the dead. And I'm dancing around outside, and I still do that. As my kids, I am outside, and I will dance in the rain, and I love it. And then he went in and told my mom, Miranda and Vanessa are not allowed to play together anymore.
They didn't want you to.
So no, they were like, this little girl's off her rocker.
Right.
But it wasn't, because I talked to the dead all the time, so
Yeah.
it was normal for me.
It was. Yeah, and so like, don't forget Witch Fest. I wanted to talk a little bit more about that. Witch
Okay,
Fest.
go into Witch
Okay,
Fest.
so not only are you getting great deals, but we're gonna have some homemade food here. So my daughter is going to put on her little tent. My daughter-in-law did it the last one, but she's gonna be doing enchiladas. What else did she say? Oh, chile verde with rice and beans, and so you can choose either one or the other.
Chili verde. Oh, it's like, yes. I was like, Oh my gosh. So save me some, girl. Save me some. Because I
Yeah.
was craving it for like a week straight. I like ate that every day.
Did you? Yeah. No, and so we'll have food here. Also, awesome vendors, you guys. This is a family event. Bring your family out.
Definitely.
And yes, it's called a witch fest, but don't be scary. Like, don't be scared. Don't be
Crafts,
scared.
It's got crafts.
Yeah, it's more about crafting and getting original things, especially with Christmas coming up in a few months. It's here quicker than you know. Yes, I'm gonna put that out there. So if you want
yes.
original gifts, this is a place to get it. You're gonna find
It's in the bag.
something for each character that you want, and also we have gift cards and stuff like that too.
Yes. So
Or
and
gift
we
certificates.
now that we're starting to come up on the holiday season, because that's gonna come quick, y'all. We do sell cards in here for if you voucher coupon type thingies. So
Uh-huh.
if you were wanting a reading from any of us or some type of work done from us, you just speak to Cece. She's the owner of the shop. She will go ahead and write that out, and you will get a ticket so you can bring it to us later.
Or give it as a gift
Yes.
for somebody.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, so we've already started booking for parties.
Yes. October, you
Yay.
guys. I'm so excited.
So this is for your Halloween party. So if you need 2 co-psychics, let us know. Hit us up. You can call the store as above so below, or you can hit us up on one of our social medias. My Facebook, Reading by Nina Marie, or Nina Marie is my Facebook. Instagram, Readings by Nina Marie. My TikTok is Nina Marie. Okay, it's all one
It's
or the
all
other.
Nina Marie, all right?
Yeah.
Mine's what is mine? Whitewater Healing. And that's my clan name, you guys. That comes from my clan, so
Yeah.
I'll
and
hold my clan.
so you can get. I'm like.
Oh,
So I'm like, you can hit her up too. Hit us up on our pages, or if you have our business card, you probably have our number. Yeah, we do parties. We'll come in for a few hours, or if you want to do it by person, we will give you a quote for that, and we'll give you a good deal. And just know that both of us go, because one will do mediumship, one will do tarot, and that way your party people are getting like the best of both
Yeah,
worlds, and they will be
yes.
mini readings. Or if you just want us to go in and smudge, one of us smudge and the other one do tarot, it doesn't matter. We will accommodate to you whatever you want.
yes, but just let us know if you need us to do cleansings, because if that's going to be a thing, then we need to make sure we take the proper supplies.
Correct.
And no, we will not open portals in your home
Yes.
and leave them, okay?
Your house will be okay.
Your friends will be okay. Now, if he goes home and like beats up his wife, that was his own doing. That had nothing to do with us.
Right. Nothing. So yeah, we're booking parties now. Halloween is already booked up, so that day is out of the question.
Yes, Halloween is already booked up. Also, you guys, just a quick little tidbit here. We are booked with the Jungle Room on
yes.
October 3rd. So if you want to come out to that little lovely festival that they're doing,
Uh-huh.
we will be there doing our little witchy thing.
And so the Jungle Room is a what do you call it? A plant place?
Yeah, it's
Is it a planetarium?
yeah. I think no, I don't
Or
think.
what do they call that? What do they call plant places?
I
I don't know. It's a fucking plant place, okay? So the Jungle Room. This lady has the prettiest plants and the prettiest setup, and also the last time I was there. What?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, I thought you were holding something up to me.
I'm
I was
sorry.
like, what am I forgetting?
I'm
Okay.
scratching my
She had people there that did their own soaps, their own bath stuff, like sea salt scrubs and shit like that. What else? Candles. Oh, the candles are amazing. I got like one of them gave me a free candle last time.
Oh.
Oh, it was so nice. And yeah, so we'll be there. We'll be set up in the Jungle Room. And the owners are
October 3rd.
friggin' awesome. The owners are awesome of that place. And if you really want genuine plants, like she loves her plants. She talks to them. She takes care of each one individually. And there's so many. And I don't know much about plants. All I know is they're pretty. And they're alive. I can't keep shit alive. So yeah, we will be there, and I believe it's from like 6 to 10 or some shit like that.
Yeah, so we'll be there. If you guys are interested, like Nina said, get with the store. Contact us on our page. we are going out. October is a very big thing, you guys.
Uh-huh.
October is very, very big. Everybody wants to do the Halloween. We just celebrate Halloween year round. So
Right.
if you're interested, get out.
Or if you want us to come to your grand opening or anything like
Yes.
that, we're open to anything, y'all. We just like to kind of put it out there. Plus, it will shout you out on our stuff too, you know, and it's just kind of a collaboration. type of
Yes,
thing.
it's a love giving love.
Yeah, it's all love.
It's all love. Until yeah, never mind. We're not going there. We're all love.
Yeah. So our next week we're gonna talk about more of the inner child healing, and then how to connect with your dark side, because we don't have to get rid of everything in our darkness.
No, sometimes our darkness is what saves us.
It is what saves us. And so connecting with dark deities and different things like that, as well as the ultimate, like, how to maintain your shadow work. Okay, so that's what next week will be about. Just to give you guys a little heads up, I know this one was a little bit more serious and
Trigger warning.
yeah, more triggering.
Yeah,
It just is what it is. You asked
Also-
for it, you got it.
for real. If you guys have questions or concerns, or is there something you want us to touch back on, or if you have a suggestion, please reach out to our Gmail, which is
The Witching Hour, AASB@gmail.com.
you did that so smooth.
I
love
know. See, I should have been one of them talk show hosts. Like, welcome to the Witching Hour. Yeah, I've always been an entertainer, though, you guys. It's just in my blood.
It's in her blood.
It is.
It's so great. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. We're wild. Let's see. Anything else we need to touch on?
I don't believe so. I think that's pretty much it for today. You might want to put this video on save and just kind of go through it, take notes, or play back whenever you're going through your stuff. And like I said, you might come up with more things than what we did, but we really took some time to really investigate
Yes.
to bring this episode to you guys. That's why I had to write shit
She
down.
really dives into it.
I do. I
I
have
just
to.
tell people, I'm like, this is what your shadow work says. And then she's like, no, I'm getting in there. I'm getting in there. I'm getting it. I'm giving it to you guys.
And it's because I really want people to be able to do this. You know,
Yes.
to understand it. Like, had you told me about 10 years ago to do shadow work, I'd be like, okay. Oh, yeah, it's looking at your inner self. Okay. Because that's what people say. Oh, just go into your inner child, your inner traumas. All right.
That's
But it
not
doesn't
how
explain
it- yeah.
shit.
That
So
doesn't-
I like to explain.
No, and I've watched her. She's very good at what she does. She does pull generational cords and help cut them for people. Again, this can be traumatic, you guys. So again, love yourselves. Make sure you have people that are genuinely there for you to help you through this. And no one path is for anyone, and
No.
you know.
And there's nothing too crazy or too fucked up or too demented to not be able to release, okay?
Mhm.
Nothing whatsoever. And yeah, because the last thing we want you to do is feel like you have to hide something because you're embarrassed of it or because you think that nobody will understand. No, fuck that. There's somebody that will understand. And if nobody does around you, hit us up too. We got
Yeah,
you.
we got you.
All right, with that being said, we're going to close this episode out.
Yes.
All right, toodaloos, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Double kisses.
Oh, double kisses.
Double kisses.
Yep. Double your flavor, double your fun.
Double mint gum.